Who's on Jocelyn Chapa?
John Coons, Your Honor. I'm gonna stand in for him for the plea.
All right, did you introduce yourself to the court reporter?
Megan Enriquez, standing in for John Coons for Jocelyn Chapa.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 2751, State of Texas versus Jocelyn Chapa. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Engineer Salem.
Defense?
Megan Enriquez, present for John Coons for Jocelyn Chapa.
And are you Ms. Chapa?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I believe Mr. Coons has reviewed and signed it.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Chapa, that you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication with your attorney. Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, you're gonna have to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Mhm.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Believe she has.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Chapa, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking into consideration 2022 CR 2752. There's to be restitution, if any, and 2022 CR 2752 to Derek Wilson. And there's to be restitution for drug testing to SAPD. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with Derek Wilson. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plea?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court would defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just briefly, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Coons, we'd respectfully ask the court to follow the agreement that Mr. Coons reached with the state in her case. And additionally, she resides in Amarillo, which I believe is Potter County. So we would
I'm
respectfully.
sorry, which county?
Potter.
Okay.
We'd respectfully ask the court to transfer her supervision to Potter County if it is granted.
All right, do you have any children?
I do.
How many?
2 in Puerto County.
And what are their ages?
23 months and 9 months.
All right, so why are you down here using meth
I'm
when
not
you have
sure.
children?
That was back in 21 when I was using. I have not used since then. I've been clean and it's been already 26 months that I've been sober.
Is Child Protective Services involved?
At this point, I don't think so, Your Honor, and that is something Mr. Coons did share with me, that she has been sober for almost 2 years. This case, the offense date of this case was, I think, about 3 years ago. And when she was arrested up in Amarillo, Mr. Coons got her brought to court as soon as she got to Bear County.
All right, and who has been taking care of the children?
They're dead.
And who is their father?
Matthew Laureano.
All right, you keep whispering. When people are in public, they don't whisper, but then when they come up here, they whisper. If you want me to hear your story, you have to speak up. Otherwise, I don't hear it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So who are the children with?
Their father,
And who is their father?
Matthew Laureano.
And when's the last time you had employment?
I've been a stay-at-home mom since I've had my 2 kids.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's a $2,000 fine. That will be probated. 5 years deferred adjudication, take in consideration 2022 CR 2752. Restitution, if any, and 2022 CR 2752. To Derek Wilson, restitution for drug testing to SAPD. There's to be no contact with Derek Wilson or Jeremy Joe Alcaraz. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. She can transfer to Potter County. I'm going to require field visits. I don't know what's happening with the children or what's going on. So I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month until further notice. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, that will be deemed satisfied. How far did you go in school?
I graduated high school.
All right, what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? I know you say you're a stay-at-home mom, but when there's an empty nest and they start school, what are you doing? Because at some point they're going
Yeah.
to start school.
Yeah, well, I was going to school for accounting. That's what I enjoyed doing.
All right. Well, let me do this. Probation. I will deduct 100 hours of community service restitution upon completion of parenting classes. And then the other 100 hours will be waived if she could obtain some sort of trade school certification. Otherwise, if you don't, you're going to be required to do parenting classes. As far as the trade school certification, you can do that or do the community service hours. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything else?
Are you making her get a job at this point or no?
Well, I know that childcare is expensive.
Right.
And she's saying she's a stay-at-home mom. but I do have concerns for the children. I know she's telling me that she's clean, but since she's not gonna be here in Bear County, I can't do the testing the way I normally would do it. So that's why I'm just gonna want them to do those field visits one time per month until further notice. All right, thank you. There'll be 120 sober support meetings and 120 days, and they actually do those online. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Oh, she just wanted to share with the court that the reason she moved to Amarillo is because the people that she was associated with in San Antonio, that's when she was using, and she doesn't have the same friends and
Yeah.
associates in Amarillo.
We moved to Amarillo and that's why I got clean. And I
All
stayed
right.
away. That's,
All right, well, I'm glad you found a way to be sober.
stay
All
away
right.
from here.
Okay, all right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, yes.
Did you
yes,
understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. In this court to be successful, communication is key. If there's an issue, let probation know. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There's a song, I think Amarillo by Morning.
Yes.
We keep it working like Oouchie the boss. We tryna catch out like we hit us a fault. We gotta win, ain't taking no loss. 'Cause we in the game.